Location, location, location. So continuing my side series, this is the second third. We're going to be talking about southwest side, central, and west side of a total 9 sides. My loyal 339 subscribers pretty much know me or kind of know me. For everyone who is not subscribed, let me introduce myself. My name is Anant Deoras, AD. I'm with eXp Realty here in the city of Chicago, serving the communities of Chicago. And through my The Chicago Life YouTube channel, I talk about neighborhoods and real estate. I've been here for over 25 years, and even now in Chicago can be very overwhelming with 9 sides, 77 communities, hundreds of neighborhoods. So we got to take it back to the fundamentals. And in these 3, southwest side, we're going to be talking about Brighton Park and McKinley Park. For the west side, we're going to talk about the near west side and West Town. And then central, probably majority of the folks, people, tourists are coming here, we'll talk about the Loop area and the near south side. So I'm going to tell you, of course, I love to be transparent with all of you. And for our first side, southwest side, Brighton Park, McKinley Park, I have shown some property and have some experience with McKinley Park. I don't have much with Brighton Park. So as I've said in actually the first, if you want to go up, should be right about here, if you can see. I have part 1 where I do mention also in the neighborhoods there. When I don't know a place, I'm never going to put you as my potential client. If you're a first-time buyer, first-time seller, I'm not going to put you in a position where if I don't know something, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't help either one of us, right? So I always like to refer to people who have worked in those areas. But some of the good resources that you should know about is, of course, I always say Facebook. Regardless of your personal feelings of Facebook, it can get pretty toxic. There's some great neighborhood groups. Now, of course, take it with a big grain of salt because you have a wide variety of opinions and it can get pretty heated, but it's really, really good information. So if you thought about this area, this community, I strongly recommend you start going to their neighborhood sites on Facebook. That's kind of step 1. Step 2, a lot of these communities have councils. They go by different names. Sometimes it's like South Loop Neighborhood Council or just South Loop Neighborhood. Here you have the McKinley Park and Brighton Park. They have their council, development council. It's a website. So you can actually join. Some have a membership fee. I've got the site here. You can do your due diligence. Of course, Google, as always I say, is your friend, and you can get more information. So if you pair the Facebook neighborhood aspect with more of the developments and the about and learning about businesses, that really gives you a good idea, okay, can you envision yourself living in either one of these neighborhoods? Now with the real estate, it's really interesting. Brighton Park had a surge here. I have the median pricing. Median pricing here, and of course you see January 2023. It's just a simple snapshot. And how it works here with data, of course, you know, if you didn't know, I'm a professional realtor. It's the previous month's data here when I'm filming this here in February. So you should always take that, you know, as a snapshot, but it does show a good trending, where the trends are going. And of course, if you want some more real time, or if you're curious, I'm going to be mentioning it periodically through this video, is create a free account on my website, livinginchicago.net. You can search homes. I'm not going to bug you. It's a free account. Browse away, and if you got any questions, I can be a helpful resource. But that is just a snapshot in time of median pricing. And of course, those probably originated several months before. So of course, I always say it's more of a lagging indicator versus your new listings and pendings. But that kind of gives you an idea of both these community areas of the southwest side, what home prices are. This side, which has a community I want to focus in on, is the near west side and West Town. I'm a little bit more familiar with both. I do a lot of my business. I actually lived in the West Town area for 15 plus years. And near West Side has, of course, I mean, if you probably go, and I'm, you know, the cool kids, I'm gonna be a cool kid. When you use ChatGPT, if you typed in the word, is West Loop trendy? Even AI knows. I mean, between the headquarters of McDonald's and Google, and if you're a foodie, it's the place to live. Now, of course, you're gonna have to deal with constant construction because it's a very, very popular areas, and a lot of people kind of a pro tip like to live around that area just for lower home prices. And speaking of, I have some median pricing like I had with the southwest side in the near west side. And it's not just West Loop. West Loop is, of course, the dominant player within the community area of the near west side, and of course has the most appreciation. But you also have Taylor, you have the Illinois Medical District with world-renowned Rush Hospital. They've got great medical services there, a lot of great jobs there, healthcare jobs. You also have United Center where the Bulls play in that area. So a lot of those areas west of West Loop, they are not as appreciating as much as I was very curious as I just showed you. I'm going to show it to you one more time here. The home prices, they're causing a little bit of a lag of the overall median prices, but that doesn't, that has no, ill effect. It's just actually, it's a smart investment. If you're willing to go a little west in this community area, I strongly recommend my clients looking in areas on Ashland, just west of Ashland there in that kind of really near west side area. And then as you have more money, you can consider West Loop. If ChatGPT isn't enough for you, of course, that is just only AI. As far as resources, True West Loop, be ready. True West Loop is a huge community page on Facebook. If you want to know about development, I mean, that admin is, I don't know how he does it. I don't know if it's his full-time job, but he has a lot of stuff about development, what's going on in the neighborhood. There is, of course, separate neighborhood watch and also marketplace if you want to sell stuff he manages. But if you want to know about the community, that is where you got to start. True West Loop. That's probably the best resource for West Loop, along with, of course, using Google. So that's True West Loop. For Westtown is your Westtown Chamber, the number one resource. Westtown Chamber website here. I've got it here on the screen. That's where you can get all the findings, all the business, the directories, what's going on and then broken down from Westtown. That's kind of, think of it as a parent-child or, hub and spoke. You've got the hub of the Westtown Chamber site, and then kind of all the spokes, literally each neighborhood, your Wicker Parks, your Ukrainian Village, your East Village, your Noble Square. Those are the four main ones. There's also Chicago Grand, but they all have community groups, so it's super, super simple. I'm going to name some. What I've just named here, you just simply have to type into Facebook. If you type in Wicker Park community, boom, it's going to pop up. You can join that, learn more. So I really highly recommend you go in there, look at those. But and real estate wise, it's just been tremendous, rapid growth. I had a loft there in Wicker Park. It's still a great investment vehicle if you have the means. You're really curious, of course, as I mentioned. Create an account and click on each of these neighborhoods. You can see the values. It's very, very tremendous for sellers, but you can still find some values. But just because of the transit and all the exciting food stuff, bars, those four neighborhoods are super, super popular. So this has been Westtown and near West Side on the West Side side, and now we're going to go over to the Central side. So anyone that's been a tourist in Chicago kind of knows this. Which I like to say the sixth side, central side of Chicago. That's a central area of Chicago, which I'm going to be highlighting the Loop and the near south side. The Loop, of course, Millennium Park, the Bean, Maggie Daley Park. It is so integral to, even though of course it's touristy. I'm not hating on tourists. Don't worry, no hate. But of course it helps the city, which needs the money. All those 30 million, 40 million, the majority of them are going to this area. So I do have a resource here if you want to learn. A lot of the real estate, it could be very, very ultra expensive condos. I mean, we're talking 700,000. There are a couple of value. Not a lot of people live in the Loop. It's more, again, west of the lake is, of course, the business district. But right here in that Loop area, you can see here, it's more of, again, the touristy areas, and people live north, they live south, and of course we have wonderful public transportation. So I wouldn't per se live there, but just something to know. And the Loop Alliance, if you want to know more about business stuff, that is the number one site here. As you can see, you can learn about that Loop area. The near south side includes the now basically known, maybe not known as known as like River North, but the South Loop. And the South Loop Neighbors is the #1 resource if you want to learn more about the South Loop. The South Loop has some wonderful condos, a lot of condo developments, majority condo developments, some townhomes. You can of course see here the median pricing. It's very popular, and of course it housed now, up until now, it's coming soon, or we're going over to Arlington, but my beloved Chicago Bears, of course, have their Soldier Field there, but of course eventually they're going to go over to Arlington Park, so let's see what the new mayor is going to do with that space. But that housed the Soldier Field. You have Metra access, of course you have all the museums, so it's a super popular, particularly for investors. There's some great investment opportunities there, and if you want to kind of have an in-town, it's really great. It's one of my areas, practice areas, is the South Loop, but that is housed, that South Loop neighborhood is housed in the near South Side community. This isn't the end, folks. Well, kind of is the end, but now I've gone through the second third of the sides, right? Southwest Side, West Side, and Central. What questions do you have? Anything piques your interest? You know, and maybe you're not at that point where you want to actually sign up for a free account on my website, right? No problem at all. Why don't you comment? What questions do you have? Comment below. I'm happy. I'm waiting for comments here. I want to be helpful first and show my value. So comment below. And if you wanted me to talk about anything else, mention it in there and I'm happy to produce it. I produce a video every Thursday. You will see a video on my channel, sometimes more during the week, but I committed to you every Thursday. This is Anant Deoras. Watch this video, and I can't wait to show you the next video again every Thursday evening. Have a wonderful day.